And the final book review is today's speaker, Michael Schratt. I got to tell you, I'm a visual guy. So this book is just, I mean, it hits the spot. Just briefly what it says here, a fully illustrated book details 20 historical UFO cases, which were secured from multiple research centers around the United States and had never been seen before. In addition, the publication also highlights multiple UFO encounters, many of with beings reported. A few cases covered in this book, the Mystery Airship wave of 19, and then it goes on and talks about. I gotta tell you, knowing the stories and then seeing the illustrations that Michael has put together, it's just amazing. And I've got one special note on this. His book it's not in hard copy, it's in Kindle. But if you don't have a Kindle reader, which I don't have, you can go on Amazon and for free, you can download a Kindle converter and read the book on your laptop. That's what I did. I got that, then I ordered the book and I read the book on my PC. You didn't have to have a Kindle. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. And that's my book reviews for this month. Okay, this is why you people showed up. You didn't show up to hear from me talk about books and cases and stuff. Well, you might have wanted to talk about cases, but today's headliner, Michael Schratt, is a private pilot, an aviation historian, investigated UFO encounters for over 25 years. Between 2008 and 2009, Michael meticulously reviewed a minimum of 50,000 cases in an effort to maintain an important part of our national history. Recreated dozens of highly credible UFO cases by using drawings, illustrations, and commissioned artwork. Many of these include USO, unidentified submerged objects, actual extraterrestrial encounters, and prehistory UFO cases. He has appeared on multiple media platforms to include the following: Coast to Coast AM, History Channel, Paranormal Matrix, UFO Hunters, Fade to Black. Guest speaker at multiple UFO conferences, including the following: Phoenix MUFON, Orange County MUFON, International UFO Congress, MUFON Symposium, and UFO Con. And with that, Michael.
So let's move on. Now there's two other scenes we're going to do. We're not done with them yet, but this just gives you an idea of what we're doing. We're also going to do the interior hangar of P3 Building 84 and also the autopsy scene as well. 1897 Mystery Airship wave. I think it's important that we kind of start here. This actually took place in Sacramento, California. It was also seen in San Francisco. It also moved on to Oakland, California. And what they reported is there were hundreds of reports of this strange gondola-shaped craft. It had an airbag on top. There was a one wing on either side, and it was shining down these brilliantly lit spotlights, like searchlights, very powerful searchlights. And it was total chaos in the streets. There were people running. They were screaming. There were covered wagons that were overturning, and it was just a complete chaos. People's, like I mentioned before, hundreds of these sightings took place, and they saw these beaming spotlights. People identified what looked like well-dressed, eccentric inventor-type people on the decks of these craft. They also reported big black dogs on these craft. They had a tail. Very interesting sighting. And this is kind of some of the original sketches that were seen. In many cases, these things were lowering down, you could call them anchors. And in a very few separate cases of daylight sightings of these craft, people reported that the quote-unquote pilots were wearing smoky-colored glasses. So this is all 1897 timeframe. Here's a couple of highlights. Actually began on November 18th, 1896 in Sacramento. Object cast down brilliant beams of light on the city before it moved it towards San Francisco. Eyewitnesses described the craft as about 150 feet in length with 4 rotor-like arms. In some cases, anchors attached to ropes were dropped from the mysterious craft and laughter could be heard originating from the interior. By 1897, virtually all the sightings ended. Here's a blow up of what these things look like. And so somehow somebody apparently was able to negate gravity in 1897. This is long before the Wright brothers flew December 17, 1903 at Kitty Hawk. So someone figured out something. It doesn't appear that this was like a hot air balloon. Something else was going on here. This is kind of an enlargement of what these beaming lights would have looked like. And then again, you can see the gondola here. There are reports that they figured out something called NB gas that quote unquote allegedly negated gravity.